What's up guys, DreamcastGuy here. So I try and read at least one book every single week, and this week I was reading Dante's Inferno and realized the strange parallels between the entire Silent Hill series and the layers of hell outlined by Dante Alighieri. Now this book is really interesting and I highly advise you to pick it up. Even if you haven't read Dante's Inferno, let me go through each layer of hell and point out how similar they are to different Silent Hill entries and show some of the more interesting literary connections to the Silent Hill universe. At the beginning of this work, we have Dante, a 35-year-old man, stumbling on the path to hell and being forced to walk it. Luckily, when he encounters the first layer of hell, Limbo, it's not that bad. Limbo's kind of a dark, smoky, foggy place, kind of like the beginning of every Silent Hill game. Here, he encounters Virgil, a spirit that guides him throughout the underworld. This kind of parallels the fact that we always have one character who helps us or guides us throughout the Silent Hill games. Kind of a guardian, but not always a friend. Someone to show us the path, but not necessarily with our intentions in mind. The second layer of hell that Dante encounters is lust. In this circle, all those who have overcome themselves with the desire for others must reside forever. This place is described as souls being foreverly tortured by winds blowing them back and forth, a violent storm without rest, forever battering their bodies for giving in to desires of the flesh. This is really perfectly built into the entirety of Silent Hill 2. All of the monsters in Silent Hill 2 are different facets of James's own repressed sexuality. Pyramid Head represents his violent urges for sex, the fact that he would need it even though his wife was dying, the fact that he would feel betrayed by her even though she was really busy, having cancer. The creepy monsters that follow James around Silent Hill that have no arms and spit acid, they're to represent his resistance to masturbate, to be like, no, I don't need to shoot acid out, I'll just deal with it on my own. The third layer of hell is gluttony. This is reserved for those who indulged too much. As Virgil and Dante enter this area, they see an eternal icy rain, a constant swamp of stew, souls forever stuck in the icy bath, unable to move, but forever having their skin dampened and spongy, so they can never truly enjoy any experience again. This makes me think immediately of Silent Hill Downpour, and not just because of the constant rains we see in the game, but in fact, just Murphy himself. A man who would steal this or steal that, not for any sort of monetary gain. He wouldn't steal cars and sell them. He wouldn't steal items and keep them. This was just for the gluttony of it, to enjoy a moment at anyone's expense. He would enjoy life in any way possible. Even when he settles down, has a wife, has a child, the child, when it's taken and killed, in prison, he finds the pedophile, hunts him down, and kills him. Will this bring his child back? No. Will this give him any sort of real retribution? No. But killing that person is one more small glutton he can enjoy. One more thing he can take for self-enjoyment, even at the cost of another's life. The fourth circle of hell that they come upon is greed. This is reserved for those who took any means necessary to gain monetary value. This is some very bad people, and to be punished, they're actually weighted down with bags of money, forever forced on hills to try and push the gold to the top, while eternally being smothered beneath their own wealth in life. This is very closely mirroring the Silent Hill comic Sinner's Reward. Here, a hitman decides to run away with the boss's wife and ends up breaking down in Silent Hill, only to be hunted by his victims. Those he killed for money will now hunt him forever. He was unable to escape his own greed, and now, in life, he'll be unable to escape his own greedy victims. Truly a fitting punishment. The fifth layer of hell is reserved for the angry, those who filled their selves and their lives with black sulkiness, only to harm and ruin lives around them, as well as rob their short lives of any enjoyment. This is perfectly embodied in Silent Hill 4, The Room, not by the protagonist, but by his imprisoner, Walter Sullivan. Walter Sullivan was a man obsessed with finding his family at any cost, even obsessing and thinking the room itself was his parent. And with this, he decided to bind himself to the room. Through a series of sacrifices, he ritualistically butchered person after person before committing suicide himself in the room, permanently binding Walter Sullivan and Silent Hill together in the room 302. This makes our poor protagonist Henry forced to walk through his hell and defeat his demons in order to gain any sort of freedom. The 6th level of hell is for heretics. These are those who have turned from God or gods and have chosen to walk a path of their own choosing. The punishment here is to be robbed of all value, to be robbed of all wealth. And I love this quote in Dante's Inferno. It defines wealth as 2 things, nature and art. So to go to this place is to be robbed of all nature and all art, to be stuck in a place with no source of stimulation and forever die of boredom, basically. And I think this actually fits PT Demo. Think about in PT Demo. I know that was just a playable teaser and it may not reflect the Silent Hills game itself, but here we have a man who is forever stuck in a single hallway, possibly because he killed his family, possibly because of crimes we have not yet figured out. But here, the character had nothing. He's forever hunted by the ghost of his wife, forced to stare at the same 16 walls, and wonder, what did I do? What is here? What is the writing on the wall? What is the radio saying? Why is my flashlight changing colors? He has these questions, but it is impossible to find answers. For here, there is no truth. In the 6th level of hell, truth is what you lose for heresy. The 7th circle of hell is reserved for the violent, those who have committed violent crimes against others' peoples or property, or committed suicide. Now, I think this perfectly fits into Silent Hill Origins. Now, I don't think this fits Travis Grady, because although he is a violent man with possibly a very violent past, I mean, it is alluded that he could have been a serial killer, I think the Silent Hill we're seeing here is actually the hell of the townsfolk. They burned a child, trying to create a dark god, and in the course, they created a hell all unto themselves. For their violence against the purest and most innocent, they have created a world of monsters that hunt them day and night, entrapping them in a world of endless agony. One part of the 7th circle of hell that really strikes a key here is the fact that it says this, and I quote, "All reside in a desert of flaming sand with fiery flakes raining from the sky day and night, a fate similar to Sodom and Gomorrah. Those must sit, lie, or wander the sands forever, feeling the scorch upon their flesh." Now, doesn't this sound like a fitting punishment for those who burned a child? To forever feel the burn? To forever feel the sting of flames lick upon them? The 8th circle of hell is fraud. Now, this is for people who have lied, cheated, and stolen in life for no real reason. And I think this fits, unfortunately, Silent Hill Homecoming. The protagonist lies to himself so much that he's created an illusion that he is this great hero who's fought in wars and saved lives, when really he's just a delusional man, sad about the loss of his brother, unable to face the fact that his family is broken forever because of mistakes he may have made. The schisms and other monsters he fights in this game are even punishment himself, showing that your lies kill others. Those who are fed upon in the town are destroyed by his lies. The nightmare in hell created is by his own delusion, and even by waking up, truly, his lies carry on. When you see the death of his father by Pyramid Head, even this could be a giant hint of the fact that he is in this circle of hell. I mean, why else would Pyramid Head be there? Because even the town is showing that his lies transcend. His lies to himself can even pull other people's demons in. That lies carry on beyond you. That just because you lie to yourself doesn't mean it stops there. Lies carry out like pebbles in the water. Now, the 9th and final circle of hell in Dante's Inferno is treachery. Here at the very bottom, Satan himself is frozen in a lake of ice. He is unable to leave and is eternally stuck. Dante and Virgil must climb down his fur to escape him. They climb his fur down past the frozen ice, through the center of the earth, and out. Now, this reminds me so much of the ending of all the Silent Hill games. Every game ends with us fighting the ultimate evil, finding a demon, killing Samael, fighting a dark god or a fallen angel. I think truly we are fighting our own devils, that the only way we can truly escape is to pass through the final circle of hell, to fight treachery itself, to find our own inner demons, defeat them, and get better by them. Anyway, guys, this has just been my theory. It's been a lot of fun to write. I do love reading cool books, and I love writing about Silent Hill. If you liked this, please share it somewhere and subscribe. When I get to 5,000 subscribers, I'm actually going to be giving away an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 to a random subscriber. So please share with all your Silent Hill friends. And as always, keep reading, keep gaming, and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.